Well, it was in the 80s. That was the explosion of VHS, and there was all sorts of independent video stores that were popping up all over. We were, going to these stores and not finding the movies that we were necessarily interested in, because we're big fans of classic movies and foreign films and documentaries and things like that. We thought there was a niche that we could fill. We had a little store in Grant and Campbell, and we started that in '83. 2 years later, we were looking for more space, and my brother actually saw that this location was available. There was a distributor that was in Phoenix that we would go to. They're no longer in business, but they had a huge warehouse. And you would go there and you would just get a shopping cart, and we would go down the aisles. We'd spend all day and we'd go down the aisles and just grab movies and fill up this cart. Oh, this is great, we got, and it just sort of blossomed like that. It didn't really take off until people started realizing that we were different and we were carrying these different titles. And then DVDs came in, I think in the 90s.
I guess what I really enjoy most about movies in general is just storytelling. I just love a good story. Pretty much a lifelong obsession. The moment I moved out here, my brother-in-law insisted that I needed to come see this place. I'm the general manager here. I've been here 14 and a half years. My first job was in a grocery store, and I did everything I could as soon as I could to move to their video rental department of that grocery store. So I've pretty much been working in video stores since '97. A lot of other video stores would get rid of a lot of their copies of older movies, whereas we always made sure we held on to at least one copy of everything. We do have customers who are like, oh, you haven't seen everything in this store? No, I'm only in my 30s. There's no way.
We do have, I would say, probably hundreds of VHS still in our inventory. And the reason we hang on to those is because they're not available on DVD. A lot of people have hung on to their VHS recorders, but we do rent them as well.
Just our selection, it's so far beyond what was available for the heyday of video stores.
The adult section?
It exists. I honestly don't know what to say about that section other than it exists, as does the internet.
For a long time I thought Steven Spielberg directed everything, and that was just the thing. Some of my favorite movies when I was little growing up was Serial Mom, Hairspray, Crybaby. And then I realized, wait, these all kind of had the same vibe to them, and that's when I first discovered, like, wow, the director did this, this is John Waters. So, I don't know, a whole new world opened up for me.
All right, sir, they're due back on Saturday. You have yourself a great week, man.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
We seem to be a destination that people go to because they can't find that movie anyplace else. I think it's great. I mean, we've really managed to have quite a film library. I don't think people realize really how important that is. I'm still buying a lot of different titles. What we don't buy as much of is like the big blockbusters like we used to. We used to get like 70 copies of something. And now maybe we pick up maybe 20 of a big hit.
There's a note on your account that says groovy. All right.
That's cool.
All right, there we go. $4.35 today, man.
You have like Netflix and Hulu and all these different platforms.
It's not so much that we get customers who don't watch Netflix. I think Netflix is down to maybe a couple thousand different titles on their streaming service, whereas we have something close to 80,000 different movies here.
Netflix, Hulu, HBO GO, I have all of them. And this place.
But I'm going to watch it again.
Okay.
I've used Netflix and those type of online or order them online services. There's something to be said about holding the product in your hand, reading who's in the movie, right?
That's why this place is still around, because old school, like people like us, are still interested in having, like Larry said, having it in his hand.
Yeah. This is much more a whole package deal.
If you're paying attention, most video stores are sliding off the map.
When I first started, I would pass 2 Blockbusters in Hollywood every day to get here.
Once these huge libraries go, it will be harder for people that really love film if there's something particular they're looking for. They might not be able to locate it.
There you are. Keep it open, close it out.
We realized that we had to support this business another way.
Thread seal, all right.
When craft beer, really kind of took off in town, I was trying to figure out a way how I could include that. We just sort of started looking at the store and seeing if we could actually find a spot for it.
Sure, the bar has certainly helped business. It does help bring in new customers.
We come about once a week, every Thursday. The curry pot food truck is here.
No special occasion. We just decided to show up on a Thursday night, watch some movies, have some wine and cheese, and just have a good time.
Remember how fun it used to be to just walk up and down the aisles and look at all the movies?
And they have everything.
Yeah,
like
literally everything.
stuff you can't get on streaming services. If you want something really obscure, you put a suggestion in the box and they'll get it for you.
We always have a movie playing. We have events, board games, and trivia events. And it actually kind of worked out better than we even had imagined it working out.
The whole thing works together.
Having drinks while watching a movie, it's like having Mystery Science Theater right here.
We love movies, we love this business.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. There you are, dude.
We put a lot of time and effort into it, and we want to hang on as long as we can.